Welcome back to episode 5.
Gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I am the Old Humble Guy, and we're here at the Old Humble Distilling Company, where we had the pleasure of talking boxing with two of the most informed boxing commentators on this side of the Mississippi. It was kind of a fun talk. Y'all missed out, but it's okay. You can get a chance to catch it on this podcast that you're about to listen to. We're located at 19103 Continental Parkway. You can come in here and you can have a couple of cocktails with all of my close friends, or pick up any one of our bottles, our straight whiskey, special reserve, double oak rye, or boomtown bourbon, all made right here in Texas. True Texas originals, craft whiskeys made by yours truly, here at the Old Humble Distilling Company. Come on down and see us.
All right, we are starting.
I grew up moving around.
Welcome back to episode 5. We have made it to episode 5. Man, it took so long for us to get here. It only took 5 weeks for us to get here, but technically 5 weeks plus 6 years. Cause it's my fault. But nonetheless, we made it here and all of that. The round has started, but I don't care. I just want to say we made it to episode 5.
Yep.
But here last night in Houston, we had the fights on DAZN at the Red Owl boxing arena down there off of 249 near Perry Road. And we actually had one of Humble Texas' own Giovanni Marquez last night. He got the second round knockout.
Yep.
Against the Frenchman.
Yep.
Wow.
It's a good ass fight while it lasted.
It was good while it lasted. He showed us some actually good power too. I mean, with a good right hand.
Yeah.
Well-timed right hand.
Yeah, I liked it. That was a crisp right hand. Didn't go wide at all. Just followed right behind his jab. I mean, he's young. I think he's 23. He got some stuff to work on, but hey, don't we all?
I mean, he might be a little bit older. I think so. I can't remember. But either way, he's still in that prospect phase. But he still has to, like you said, there are still things to work on. Yes, he stopped the guy who he was supposed to stop, how he did. And he, at the end of the fight, he did what he's supposed to do. You have a name as it is. So you have the Marquez name. That your dad was not only fighting on Showtime, he was a Showtime commentator, things of that nature. So you're doing everything you're supposed to do. Top of that, you ended this fight with a great knockout.
Yep.
The only thing that we fans is care about seeing is what does the knockout look like? Or even if you don't get a knockout, how exciting did you look?
Right. Only thing with him at that age and the stage he is activity. Activity. Turn it back over. No long delays. Look at what you did in round 1, especially round one. See any mistakes you made, any opportunities you missed, things you could have took advantage of earlier, or what you could have done if the fight lasted. Take that back into training and get back in the ring.
Yeah, that's the best thing for you, especially like you said, we trying to build upon what you did today. You didn't get hurt in the fight. You didn't get hit. Hey, bro, if you could turn this thing right back around in a month and a half or something, hey, go ahead and do it. This is not, you don't have that time to play no more. You know what I mean? This is it.
Yep.
So go ahead and get it out the way.
Yep. I want to see what's next for him.
Yeah, I think Red Eye has another show in December, I think they said. And I mean, that's a month and change away, but nonetheless, I'd like to see him right back in November. Right back in December, right back here again in front of everybody. So. Quick, right?
Yeah.
All right, so the main event last night was Quinton Quick Draw Randall from the west side of Houston. He got the job done in the 10 rounds that he got it done with.
Yep.
What you got?
He controlled the whole fight, the entire fight. The entire fight was basically his jab, neutralizing everything. The entire fight. Like, it's different styles of jabs.
Yeah.
Personally, I love his style of jab. I love that style of jab. When he jabs, he's kind of leaning to the side, and it comes out as a longer jab, and he moves his head off the line the same time. I like that style of jab. Like, if you go back and watch like a
older Breland,
if you go back and watch an older Roy Jones, when he
shouldn't have
when
been
he did
there.
throw it.
Yeah, when he did throw one, he threw it that version of it, trying to get out the way. But yeah, he controlled the fight. I think it was clear cut, in my opinion. I forgot what the judges said it was, but it wasn't a question for me.
No, he controlled the fight. I had it in my head. It was like he was winning. It wasn't like he was never down on the cards at no point. Let me say that. My mic didn't fail. He was never down on the cards at no point. The only thing that I still give him a C+ grade for that fight, though, because there was a lack of offensive attack from both of them at a point in time.
Yeah.
Where it was just it was so much trying to outthink the man, where you was trying to do so much outthinking that you weren't throwing at the same time. And the thing is now both of them guys, since they both unfortunately lost to Brian on the Jr., right? Y'all are fighting each other to see can I go back up? Can I come back down? Or I gotta go down, whatever it is next. You don't have that same time to relax no more. And even in the 7th round, I thought he had him hurt and tired at a point in the 7th round, and he didn't take the opportunity to close it out.
Right. So I think that's always, well, more recently, that's the question with quick draw. Is he going to put combinations together? Is he going to let his hands go?
Correct.
He doesn't always do that. Now he picks his spots, basically. I would like to see him pick his spots more often,
right,
and let his hands go. But I mean, last night he got the job done. But you could tell he was frustrating his opponent with that jab. Yeah. He couldn't set his feet. He ended up rushing in and just bum rushing him a lot because he was frustrated. He didn't know how to attack quick
Quinton
draw.
caught him with some good uppers to the body too. Some good underhands to the body.
He caught him with an uppercut or two.
Yeah,
right.
He did. He good at, don't get, like you said, the punch selection by Quinton is never the question here. Never the question. The thing is you got the amount of fights. You got to get the knockouts eventually. It has to come. Like, look at the names you named. We're on Gervonta Davis choosing Lamont Roach for his next upcoming fight here in Houston on December 14th. I'm going to have to insert the audio from the tweet that we saw earlier of somebody criticizing Bill Haney about who else in history had catch weights. The thing is yes, those other fighters did have catch weights, but look who those fighters fought at those catch weights, or look who those catch weights were offered to. That's a whole different ballgame versus a catch weight from what we've been seeing so far. None of those guys compared to the guys that Gervonta is fighting. Now,
you can't compare catch weights with legends and great fighters versus good fighters and
okay fighters. You know what I'm saying? Because that's tough.
Yeah, that's a different ballgame.
We like we say, boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. So, but I'm going to take what Lamont Roach has been, I guess, waiting around for a good fight.
Roach is good.
Roach is good. We're not taking nothing from Lamont Roach at all. No. Lamont Roach is a hell of a fighter.
And when the fight get closer, we'll break down stylistically.
We'll go through all of that.
But for now, what I'm going to say is Roach is a new champion. He just got that belt from McQuarrie, right? And his first title defense, or his first fight after he won that title, is going to be moving up to fight Tank. When you could have fought, Foster got a fight, but you got your Fosters of the world, you got your Valdez of the world, you got your Navarrete of the world.
They're you know, and Berinchik, who has the other 135 belt. I'm gonna give this credit to Matt from Bunch Boxing. You know, he was like, everybody knows that's Keyshawn's belt instead of Tank. I mean, I think, don't get me wrong, I know Top Rank, any promotional company doesn't want to lose the belt that they have. So Berinchik might fight Keyshawn after Keyshawn has his fight in November. But I mean, at least go try to get it. You feel me? At least go try to get it. At least say, I want to fight him for his belt and force the hand. The public can force every promoter's hand.
Right.
Every single, especially at this stage.
I mean, the fight not terrible.
No.
It's a lot of people Tank can fight. Already in his weight class. You don't have to bring anybody up, bring anybody down. There's people in his weight class he can fight. On top of that, on the business side, which I'm not mad, Tank gets your money. That's what you do.
He can take all the money from you.
Roach is from DC. Tank is from Baltimore.
Nasty.
Their fight should be somewhere up there, in my opinion.
I don't think so.
I think
because let's think about this. You want to put both of them in. You want to put both of them people from the region in the same arena?
I do.
Boy, you was dangerous.
I do.
Look at it now. All I know is, yes, next week we have Bivol fighting Beterbiev for the undisputed light heavyweight championship, but I don't care about none of that because it is Ben Whitaker fight week. We get a chance to watch the descendant of Prince Nassim Hamed dance around the ring and laugh at everybody while he's just 100% better than who he stepped in the ring with to this point. I don't care. But we also get Fabio Wardley #2.
Yeah.
The British heavyweights. I am such a fan of those fights. I'm a fan of both of those guys. Both of those guys are turning into exactly who we thought they would. Had some knockdowns the first time around, and now they ended in a draw, unfortunately. But fortunately for us, because it was an entertaining fight where both of those men went back and forth. Who else we got on the fight, my boy?
Your boy Eubanks Jr.
Chris Eubanks Jr. did pull up to the fight with his little scary tail self.
That's your boy.
He didn't want to fight Amaz. Amaz, I think they said. They offered him $5 million for it.
You don't say.
I remember a couple of years ago, like, he couldn't sign the contract to fight Gennady Golovkin, or I couldn't find a pin.
Man, look. Junior gonna stay as a prospect for the rest of his.
I don't even know if that's a prospect at this point.
In the prospect phase, quote unquote.
Is that really a prospect though now at this point? Or is he just a moneymaker? He's just a Javante with a loss.
A less skilled one, but yeah.
Yeah. So far to this point. There's not a discredit to you, Javante, and what some of the things you have done. You have fought some champions, so I'm not gonna take that from you. However, Chris Eubank is one of those guys who never wanted to take the biggest challenge, and that's where I've been taking that. We want to see the biggest challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as we are officially 1 week away from it, do you feel any different about the fight?
The main event?
Yes.
Hell no. Hell no.
Bivol
getting knocked out.
I had to take a look at it. I went to watch Bivol versus Zurdo the other day. I ain't gonna lie. I had to. It was only because I was watching Zurdo back up from the littler man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, is Bivol's presence that sinister, bro? Because that man backed up from Bivol like, yeah, hey, bro. And then the combinations he was flowing with in his hands was pretty good. He ain't knocking on the knot, but he could win on points.
I don't think he's going to be on his feet by the time
the
last bell hits.
Such a good question.
I'm not changing my position.
You still taking by knockout?
Yes.
Woo! Me too. Woo! Come on, talk about it if you want to. I'm serious. All right, for Christy Martin. Oh, the old school Christy Martin. Oh, we love Christy. Christy was a trailblazer. So, yes, y'all know episode 5. We are doing something random right here. We just asking people. We're just gonna ask questions about who they want to know. We got asked about Christy Martin now.
The Hall of Famer.
The Hall of. I'm sorry. Yeah, let me not disrespect her for short. The Hall of Famer, Christy Martin. Everything she's done for the sport of boxing. I know she got a documentary on Netflix too. That was a crazy documentary too. Did you get a chance to peep that? Mm-mm. Man, watch that if you can. About everything about how the money went and because she was dating her husband. He's in jail now, I think, or the ex-husband. Sorry, the ex-husband. He's in jail. It was a crazy story about how she was going about everything. Crazy life. But women's boxing, she's one of the ones who trailblazed everything for everybody right now because of how exciting she was. And women's boxing deserves more praise than they get because they do one thing they don't do is tarry in the ring. They get in the ring and they fight. They know, well, let me fill her out real quick. Nah, they are throwing punches. I mean, we just saw last week.
Yeah. You know, you get some men boxers that have the label, oh, he's a defensive fighter, he's boring. Like, you really don't have any women boxers that are called boring. Like,
I ain't never seen a boring women's fight.
Nah. Because even the ones that are like supposed to be defensive fighters, when all hell breaks loose, they throwing punches. Like,
ain't nothing but punches coming out of their hands, dog.
It might be a few slips in there, a few blocks, but they throwing punches.
That's about it.
Yeah.
Everything else they doing is just straight scrapping. So, I'm glad that women are getting more coverage. Like we said, the all ladies fight they had. I hope they continue to do more all women's fights on different networks and stuff. Man, I'm proud. I really am. I really am proud.
Let me look real quick.
I think. I'm thinking about it. Randomly, I just thought about this. I think October 26th in Dallas. Tony Harrison. We got the return of Tony Harrison.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
October 26th in Dallas. Oh, Tim Tszyu is on the 19th, 2 weeks from now, too. We'll go to that next round.
On Bivol and Beterbiev card, you got Nicholson and Chapman. Those two women, they fighting on the undercard, too.
I'm going to have to dig back on that one then. See? I'm glad. Put them on the big stage. That's the only thing about it. Just put them on the stage, bro. You're not going to lose out. The only thing we losing out on is the fact that some of those rounds are 2-minute rounds.
Right.
Fam. They thought bowls for 2 minutes.
A lot of the women are asking for 3.
They want 3.
Yeah.
They want 3-minute rounds. Give them the 3-minute rounds, bro. It ain't going to be boring. No. So, shoot.
There's going to be some shorter fights.
Which that would have been, she should have stayed with Tony. Man. I'd love to see Tony I can't wait to see Tony as a coach, bro. What? Tony as a coach gonna go crazy. For the last round, we're gonna talk about 2 fights that are coming up on October 26th. We got Tony Harrison. I think he's the headline on the Pro Box show out in Dallas, Texas. I'm gonna go try to meet up with him and get an interview with him so we can talk with Tony.
Tony, one of my favorite interviewers.
Boy,
Tony is funny.
All entertainment.
Especially if you put on the shades. I need
Tony the buffs on?
I need him to show up with
the glasses on. If the buffs is on, we good.
Man, that brother is funny. He a good interview.
He is a good interview because he gonna laugh. He gonna make you laugh every single time. He ain't doing nothing but turning it into himself.
Yep.
That's it, every single time.
But yeah, if he want to continue fighting, I'm glad to see him back.
I kind of hate to see him back, though.
I mean,
even though I understand you got to go out how you want to go out,
right?
You got to do it on your own terms. Never mad at that. It's just I hate how we had to see him last time as he's filled in for that fight against Tim Tszyu in Australia. So the way it went down.
When I say I'm glad to see him back, I'm glad to see him back against the level of competition he's jumping in there with. Okay. I'm glad he's not jumping in there for somebody that has a title and just looking for an opponent and just go find somebody. So,
never want to see the man be an opponent.
Yeah.
Not Tony.
Nah.
Not the man who took Jamel Charlo's first L.
Right.
But speaking of the man that gave Tony his last L, Tim Tszyu, he's fighting Moraltavos.
I don't know how to say his last.
I can't say it. I don't want to butcher that man's name, and I don't want to be disrespectful because if you play with my name, we're going to fight. But Tim Tszyu fighting out in Orlando at the Caribe Royal Resort out in Orlando on the 19th. Glad to see Tim back in the ring. Not from nothing he did wrong, but just a bad cut.
Yeah.
That's who should have had Stitch that night.
That and his Stitch would
have stopped the fight.
That's what I was about to say. Stitch probably would have stopped the fight.
As he
still would have had his belt.
It would have had his belt easy. It was early. Your corner trying to talk about, we can make it. No, you can't, bro. That thing was bad. And then, unfortunately, this is not discrediting the Tim Tszyu, but you ain't better be
right.
Like Marcus Brown fight,
right?
When he split his head all the way bust open, and they told him he had to end the fight. That man said, "You got it. I will end that fight right now." But
the good thing for Tim is if he gets back on track, it looks
like out of him too.
If Bud ended up trying to become undisputed, was like it looked. The end of the road is either going to be Tim or Virgil. And that's what it looked like to me.
And next week, the 11th, is when the WBO final date is for the purse bid or not. So we find out what Bud wants to do, one way or the other. Appreciate y'all for watching episode 5. Want to come up here real quick with us?
Yeah, sure.
Come on, this is your place, man. We got you. It's still recording. Come on. I am still recording it. Yeah, come on, man. Want to appreciate you for having us here. Already, we got episode 5 here at the Old Humble Distillery. Down here, as you see, all of his fine spirits that he has right here. I mean,
our straight whiskey, our special reserve, our double oak rye, and our Boomtown bourbon. Got to make sure they're in the right order.
Oh, okay. My bad. You know, we was just trying to make sure.
Now, when I put them in a flight,
now the bourbon, the double oak bourbon. I'm sorry,
the double
bourbon
oak rye,
whiskey,
and the Boomtown bourbon.
Boomtown. Why you call this one Boomtown versus
Boomtown bourbon? Oh, I call it Boomtown because Old Humble was when it was made back in when it was established, way back in the day. It was just a sleepy little ferry on the San Jacinto River, train stop, kind of a picnic station, way back in the 1800s. But then in like 1917, it became an oil boomtown. That's what put Humble on the map. Well, okay. That's what made Humble a place to actually exist and have a business. But being a stopover for lumber, it was an old lumber town. It was an old picnic stop. It was actually originally known as Jackrabbit Junction because there was a picnic stop over here at the rail yard where they would leave Houston for the afternoon, come out to have a picnic, and shoot jackrabbits in the field. True story.
That's some history for you right there. I would never know.
That's what guys would do. They take their girlfriends, get on a train, go out to Jackrabbit Junction, shoot jackrabbits and eat.
Well, that's romance right there.
I know, right? That's
real romance.
Take your sweetie out and shoot some rabbits.
Nonetheless, we appreciate you letting us come in here and shoot episode 5.
Hey, it's good to have you. I'm happy to use this. We got the lights. We got get to test this whole thing out. I love it.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, man.
All right, man. I'm gonna go back to the control room.
Yeah, all good, man. Have a ball. Appreciate it.